Guys, let's start off today's video by recognizing my voice is kind of back, so clap it up for me a little bit. But shout out a random Broncos player for me down in the comment section below. You can't give me a simple, easy John Elway. It's got to be way more random. I'm going to go with, say, like Eddie Royal. That's not the most random guy out there. Had a couple great seasons for Denver and a couple good moments. But let me know. Let's see how random we can get. Comment a random player down below while this intro video rolls. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. We got some injury news and updates for you guys on today's show. Overall, Denver came out of the Detroit matchup relatively healthy for what the Broncos have gone through this season, but they did get some bangs and some nicks here and there. We're going to talk about Bradley Chubb and just kind of the slowish start to his return and what his future in Denver looks like. And then we're also going to sandwich that by talking about the amazing tributes that took place during Sunday's game to the late, great Demaryius Thomas. And we'll just open it up to a two-way conversation about what were some of your favorite moments from all those tributes to DT. So let's start things off by the injury report. Melvin Gordon, he suffered a finger injury. Nothing to be too concerned about. We'll see what Ian Rappaport had to say. Kenny Young, he is in concussion protocol. Vic Fangio announced that during today, being Monday's press conference. But he also let out that Bryce Callahan will be returning. Sounds like Callahan could have played on Sunday. Well, I guess physically was able to play. He was activated on Saturday, opted to give him just another full week of rest because the Broncos do have a big cornerback/wide receiver test this upcoming Sunday against the Bengals. But Zach Stevens, he had this to say talking about the latest COVID news because we have to unfortunately add that to today's show. All three Broncos on the COVID-19 list, Malik Reed, Mike Boone, and PJ Locke, are all experiencing some symptoms to some degree per Fangio. They'll be out 10 days or posting 2 negative tests. It's been a long run of COVID tests, positive tests the last couple days, so you never like to see that at all. Hopefully those guys can recover soon and start feeling better and get back on the field. Ian Rappaport, he had this to say, though, about Melvin Gordon, which we're going to talk about a little more in length. Broncos running back Melvin Gordon suffered a sprained thumb in Sunday's game, source said, but it doesn't figure to limit his playing time going forward. Gordon returned to the game yesterday and ran for 111 yards. Yeah, he not only run for $111, he also picked up 2 touchdowns on 24 carries. Melvin Gordon, phenomenal day for him. For him to get injured and also, for him to get hurt. I don't want to call it in the injury category just yet because he did come back and play. But he came off missing last Sunday against the Chiefs, getting banged up. And he goes over for 111 yards. And how about the first play of the game, right? 11-yard run for Gordon, just spinning out of a tackle at the end. But this running back duo has been fun to watch all season long. And we continue to kind of compare their season stats. That's where they are, 2021 season stats right there. 159 carries to 155 for Williams. So pretty easy spread of the wealth, even across the board. Williams hasn't missed a game, while Gordon has kind of got a little more banged up, like missing that Chiefs matchup, which was not a game you wanted to play in. But all across the board, it's been fun to watch these guys go off. Gordon kind of edging him on the touchdown category, but Williams, we just know how tough he is to bring down. So pick an RB1 for me. Type your MGs for Melvin Gordon or your JWs for Javonte Williams. I think this has been a very tough question Broncos fans have been facing all season long, and it's the kind of question where you just answer yes. Both have been phenomenal when they've been given opportunities to, showcase their best abilities. Williams in the Chiefs matchup. Gordon maybe a little more consistent and, not settling for or not going down easier, but reading the offensive line better, finding those holes. I'll make this the pinned comment. So scroll on down if there's a YouTube ad break hits you right now and reply for me down below. Other injury news, Kenny Young. What a great pickup, by the way. Let's give a quick shout-out right now to GM George Paton because he traded for a Rams linebacker that was kind of getting shelved lately. And for what the expectations were, which were pretty low, he's done very well. However, he is in concussion protocol. Tough to say right now, Monday, whether or not he's going to clear it. Teddy Bridgewater was in concussion protocol, and he only missed a half of football. We'll see how Young does. Hopefully, it does not take him too long to get back on the gridiron. But here's how the linebacker depth chart stands right now. You got Kenny Young starting alongside Browning. Bradley Chubb and Malik Reed. Reed's in COVID protocol, so I'm guessing we're going to see more of Stephen Weatherly and Jonathan Cooper if Reed cannot come back for this upcoming Sunday. And Chubb, who is kind of just working himself back up to 100%. We're going to talk about Chubb, a little more of a deeper dive on him later on in the video, so be sure to stick around for that. On the good news side of things, Bryce Callahan is looking to come back. He went down in Week 8 with a knee injury, and his whole history in Denver has been when he's on the field, home run, awesome. He's been great. One of the best slot corners and nickel corners, dime, whatever you want to call it, in the NFL. But suffered a Week 8 knee injury and pretty early return, right? We're knocking on the door Week 15. They said it would be about 8 weeks, so maybe a week or two early. But still, shout out to Callahan because they are going to need him. Look at the Bengals wide receivers this year. Jamar Chase, we all know how special he has been. Turns out he can see the football pretty well, and he's pretty good at it too. You got T. Higgins, who is a great complimentary second wide receiver, and Tyler Boyd, if that's your third wide receiver, you've got a pretty good wide receiver room, no doubt about it. So the Broncos DBs are going to have their hands full dealing with these guys this upcoming Sunday. Guys, also, while we're talking about this upcoming Sunday, looking ahead a little bit, Christmas, holiday season right around the corner. Get this Broncos hoodie today. It's $70 at chatsports.com/Broncos hoodie. Thanks to our friends at Fanatics, you can get this hoodie before Christmas. Links right there, links at the bottom of your screen and in the comments and the description of this video. So get this awesome Broncos hoodie by Christmas, $70. Do it right now. The longer you put off your holiday shopping, the less there will be in stock and the more things will cost. So get it today. Speaking of today, I'm still thinking about yesterday. That's how I've been, kind of my mind's been at today of just, it just seems all surreal that Demaryius Thomas passed away so young and the impact he left on not just for his teammates, but the impact he left on the community and so many people. It was so great to see just the overwhelming love and just memories being cherished and shared surrounding Demaryius Thomas. So if you loved everything that took place to honor Demaryius Thomas yesterday, go ahead and type me. There's no way you didn't. I mean, from the flower bouquets and the tribute they had outside of Mile High to the number 88 being spray painted on the field, and every time the defense made a play, forced a turnover, they gave that ball right to Demaryius Thomas. And someone commented this on a video. We'll talk about the commenters in just a second. 38 is really as close as you can get to 88. It'd be great if the Broncos could have scored 88 points. That I think would have been an NFL record. But 38, you're right there. So it really felt like DT was at Mile High yesterday. Broncos fans, also subscribe to the channel. There's my voice going away from me for a second. Subs equal dubs. We have been killing it right now in the sub category lately, and the Broncos have put themselves back into playoff contention. It's a proven fact. I did put out a call saying for the more subscribers I get, or the most subscribers I get on a video, that's English, I will write a letter to Vic Fangio asking for change. We are nearly 50 letters in right now from that one video alone. I'm going to send the letters. I am not leaving you guys hanging there. I just don't think today, with everything that happened over the weekend, seems like a very appropriate time to send a letter to Vic Fangio with everything that took place. So don't worry. I did not forget. The letters are going to be going out the door. We're going to give the U.S. Postal Service a lot of business, and Santa is in second place for letters coming to his house this year. Fangio and the Broncos, and not just Vic, but everyone in Denver, they're all going to get a letter about the change that we want to see be made because, sure, 7-6 right now has them in the playoff room in contention, but it seems like this Broncos team has been underperforming all season long. Speaking of the Broncos Breakdown, I just want to give some love right now to all of you guys that watch the show and comment. It means so much to me. So here's our 5 YouTube commenters that I notice in the comment section pretty often. Maybe I missed someone. I only have so much room on the screen. But Joey, my guy Joey, he is one of the first commenters. He's one of the most frequent commenters. And then Ronnie Thompson, for example, I've seen him really venting some of his frustrations and letting it out in the comment section. It's a safe space we can all get together and talk about the Broncos. But shout out to Dennis Bryson, Michael Wilson, Brenton Burbank. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Comment below. You missed me. Comment, because I love interacting with you guys down there. I don't just leave you hanging. Love to go back and forth with everyone. So appreciate you guys and keep commenting away. Help us grow this awesome Broncos YouTube channel. Switching gears a little bit, let's talk about Bradley Chubb, because Chubb went down, missed the first game of the year. Then he gets hurt midway through the Jags game in week 2, comes back a couple weeks ago, and has been just, disappointing, right? So far, I understand you're coming off an ankle injury, but he said that his ankle feels great. So if we're going to take his word, then we should believe that he is 100%, and now we need to see the production, because he said it himself. We'll show this quote on the screen right now. I feel like this past game, I got a little bit closer to achieving the goals I want to achieve. He would go on to say, it's my turn to step up and make plays for this team. You're right, Chubb. It is your turn, because this team does need plays to be made. And I wonder if this is like the last straw for Bradley Chubb in Denver. 2022, so next season, it is the final year of his contract. He carries a big $12.7 million cap hit for next year. If the Broncos release him before June 1st, they would get out of all that entirely. So it makes you wonder if they want to save some money. And that's why I'm asking the question, will the Broncos look to move on from Chubb after this season? Let me show you some stats here on the screen, and we can see how great it was at the start, right? You had Von and Chubb 2018, his rookie season. Those two were going to make a dynamic pass rushing duo. Kind of reminded me of Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis with the Colts. And it's kind of gone downhill then. Okay, got hurt in 2019, only played in 4 games. Then 2020, Miller's out, and Chubb plays the whole year, but Chubb kind of has a underwhelming-esque season, only 7.5 sacks. That's not what you draft someone 5th overall to do. And this year, again, the injuries kind of catch up with him. And when he's on the field in 4 games, he's just not making much of an impact. So I wonder, is this the end of the road for Bradley Chubb in Denver if he does not flat out get his shit together? And I can kind of see it happening. Broncos have a couple playoff games ahead. They have 4 games remaining. I think you got to go 4-0. I think for them, they just lost too many tiebreakers to get by being 10-7. I think they need to be 11-6 if they want to make the playoffs. And you just know that there's going to be a time, whether it's with Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, not Derek Carr and the Raiders. They are bad at football. I'll continue to say that. One of those 3 quarterbacks is going to have the ball in his hands down the stretch late in the game, trying to put a game-winning drive together, and you need someone on defense to make a play. That's what you draft someone 5th overall to do. So if you can make a play and put this Broncos team in the playoffs by, sacking or forcing a fumble or even making a big, pass deflection, batting a ball down, whatever it may be, then maybe he's going to just continue to stay in Denver. But should the Broncos release Chubb after this season? I'm going to open it up to you guys now. You've heard me kind of spiel about it. Type your K's for keep or your R's for release. Let me know. I would love to keep him. But if someone's going to get paid nearly $13 million in the last year of his contract, it kind of makes a little bit of sense to allocate that money elsewhere. It could be better used. Let me know what you're thinking down below.